Steve Siebold doesn't call you plus-sized or calorically challenged. No, he says you're fat. And letting your lard lay around any longer is your fault. And if you think I'm overstating it, then check it out for yourself in Siebold's latest book, Fat Loser, Mental Toughness Training for Dieters. Dozens of chapters with titles like Stop Being Stupid, Begin Being Coachable, Eat for Money, and Comply or Die. And here he is, Steve Siebold, here to explain, and I think for many of you out there, probably also to defend what I found to be a pretty harsh approach in this book. And by the way, that's not really just my opinion. I mean, look at the back of the book. Back of the book there, Stop Being Stupid. I mean, you really go almost beyond calling a spade a spade.
I really do, because, Jeff, what we're doing with the obesity epidemic is not working. We're 70%, this country is 70% overweight or obese. It's the CDC in Atlanta says by 2027 it'll be 90%. So we've got to stop doing this. We're killing ourselves.
You say in your book that the American Medical Association in 2013 declared obesity a disease, and that was the single most irresponsible thing they have done to date.
Right, it's not a disease. We don't wake up and go, oh my God, I'm 100 pounds overweight. What happened? Last night I wasn't. I gained 100 pounds. I have this disease. That's what disease is. It happens. This is something we do to ourselves, Jeff. This is behavior.
Well, but then there's so many people out there, and I guess, I mean, I understand from the drill sergeant standpoint, you are a get tough kind of guy, and there are some amazing points in this book. But I just think about the compassion for people who suffer from depression, who don't have the same strength that Steve Siebold has to get up and just do it.
Right, and it's not for those people. The book is not for those people. They need therapy. They need help, and I do have compassion for those people. There are a percentage of people. It's a very, very tiny percentage of people who gain weight because they have some kind of psychiatric disorder or they have an eating disorder or something like that. I'm talking about the rest of us, you, me, and the masses who are just doing this to ourselves. And that's really what the book is for, who the book is for.
Now, you don't come at this from a medical background.
No.
You don't have you used to be an athlete.
Right.
Tell me about your story.
I was a professional tennis player, and then I started studying mental toughness because I figured that's the one thing I really had to get better at to be a better athlete. Then I started working with professional athletes and large corporations, and that's what I do today.
Well, but wait a minute. But you left out the most important part. You got fat.
Oh, well, that's how I got into this topic. I was on the road
so
traveling
something
around.
went wrong with you.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, and it's easy to do, you know, and I was traveling around the world giving speeches and doing interviews and like this and that kind of thing, and all of a sudden I'm 40 pounds overweight. My doctor says, you're a mental toughness coach. What's wrong with you? Fix this. And it took me 12 weeks, and I fixed it, and that was it. It was over.
All right, now
self-responsibility.
There are dozens of chapters in this book. Every chapter, by the way, is 2 pages long. So it's very easy to sit down. I mean, it's almost a bathroom book.
Absolutely.
You know, you can sit down, get a lesson, and move on.
All my books are bathroom books.
And I could hit some of them. I mean, you say don't seek the approval of other fat people. Embrace hunger. You have to go 21 to 30 days. That's what psychologists say. What are some of the main points that you want to bring to people from this book that can motivate them to change their lives in 2014?
Well, I'm trying to say some of the things that no one else seems to want, or few people at least want to say on television or in the media or whatnot. Like eat for money. That's one of the chapters. Eat for money. If you get fit and you're feeling good, you're going to make more money. You're going to look better. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. People are going to see you as successful because people judge a book by its cover. We're not supposed to, but they do. Eat for sex. You don't think getting fit is going to increase your sex life, make it better? You're delusional. Of course it's going to happen. And these types of things that no one is really addressing because we're such a politically correct, puritanical society that people don't have the guts to say these things in the media.
What do you say to people who are bigger than you and me, who say, you kind of sound like a hater? I mean, you're
not at all. I'm a lover. As a matter of fact, I love people, and that's why I wrote this book. But I get 3 death threats. You know, one time I did a show in New York, I got 3 death threats. I mean, I get a lot of hate mail from people say the same thing as you're saying, and I'm actually the other side. I love people, and I don't want people to die by their own undoing, with a knife and fork, and that's what people are doing to themselves. And something has got to change, Jeff. So it's not working. What we're doing is not working.
One thing I found interesting, and I got to this, I think it was probably in the 90s or around page 100, and you said, stop listening to your doctor. And that was the first one where I hit the skid mark, where I hit the brakes. And I said, wait a minute. Don't listen to your doctor?
Well, if you're really overweight, if you're 50, 60, 70 pounds overweight, and your doctor's saying, you know what, you're obese, but you're healthy obese, get a new doctor. Because it's already been proven. A study just came out maybe a month ago that said healthy obesity is an absolute myth. And I've been fighting this for years with doctors, and doctors have told me behind the scenes, hundreds of them all over the world have said, I can't tell my patients they're fat because I'll lose patience, and I have a business to run. I can't lose patience, or I'll hurt their feelings, or I don't want to do that. It's time we grew up and we got tough with ourselves because we're losing this epidemic.
So doctors aren't doing their job.
Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them are not doing their job, but a lot of them aren't. We're not. They're the medical community that we trust, and it's not working.
So the basis of your book is work harder on you than you do on your diet.
Yeah, that
Explain
mental toughness is the answer. And I'm giving this book away. I have a website. It's
Really?
fatloser.com. They get the book it's a download. It's an ebook. It's not that hard book like this. They can buy that if they want, but they can get it all for free because people email me all the time, say, I don't have any money. I'm very poor. And I say, you know what? You can have the book for free. Hundreds and hundreds of people are downloading it every day. Fatloser.com.
All right.
They can have it.
As I said, there are probably 3 or 4 dozen lessons in this book. Right now, give our viewers just the first 2 or 3 to get them started.
Sure, I would say look at your entire life and decide whether you're gonna live your life fat or you're gonna live your life fit. Make a decision. It all starts with a decision, because if you don't decide to get healthy, this book is worthless. Any book is worthless. I think you've got to make a decision. I'm sure you made a decision to be as fit as you are, and every TV personality I speak in front of all over the world, it looks like you. Looks fantastic. They work out, they watch their diet because you're in front of a camera just like me. We've got to look good. So if it's not you're taking responsibility, why can't the rest of us?
Wow. All right. The book is, and I love that. I'm looking at the back of it. Stop Being Stupid. But the real title is Fat Loser, which I think is a double entendre. Doesn't just mean lose fat. It means you're a loser if you don't. Mental toughness training for dieters. Steve Siebold, thank you very much. And you can go once again to
fatloser.com and get it for free.
Fatloser.com and get it for free. Isn't making a dollar. All right. Steve, thank you very much.